Good morning, Nigeria, and welcome to another sizzling hot episode of Ray's Breakfast, your favorite table where the girls gather, gist smart, and drop truth bombs with love. I'm your host for today. My name is Oluchi Precious Umink, and joining me this morning are my ever-vibrant sisters in conversation, the insightful and radiant Chioma Kalu. You get to see her shortly. And of course, the beauty with brains and sass, God's beauty Israel. Now, I want to paint a picture for you. Imagine waking up and your only problem is which private jet to take to brunch. That's the NEPO baby's life. Meanwhile, some of us grew up knowing LAPO wasn't just a bank, it was a lifestyle. So today's hot topic is LAPO and NEPO babies, the benefits and drawbacks of growing up with privilege. And it's not just it's a social reality check. Are the odds really stacked? Or are we just too focused on who had a head start and forgetting we've got legs too? So it's a youth-focused, solution-driven conversation. And trust me, we're not here to shame, we're here to shift mindset. So stay with us, call your sisters, tag your besties, because this world, you want to talk about it all day. Now let's meet the incredible ladies. Hi, guys.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, from the colors I'm seeing here, everybody's looking so bright and radiant. Before I move over to this girl that I've seen 1,000,000 times, I'm tired of seeing her face. We have a wonderful guest with us. I already introduced her as ever radiant Chioma Kalu. How are you doing today?
I'm very
How
well.
does it feel to be on this table? This highly exalted table. Go and ask anybody.
Well, I think it would have been a little bit rigid or strict for me, but with you guys, it's really easy.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, it feels good being here.
Glad. So, I mean, just tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm sure some of our viewers are just seeing you for the first time.
Okay.
Who be this Chioma Kalu Biko? So
I'm just a girl.
Enlighten us.
I'm just a girl. My name is Chioma Kalu. I'm a media broadcast journalist. What else do you want to know? I'm on Instagram.
Okay. What's your favorite?
My favorite food, yam and egg sauce, please.
Favorite color?
I don't have one.
NEPO, LAPO, baby?
Girl, I'm a LAPO baby.
Oh, a Joe baby. Someone said there's also a Joe baby.
Actually, I think some of us actually were Ajo babies at some point.
Me, I'm a NEPO baby.
Oh, wow.
It's
Lucky
all over
you.
me. In it.
I see.
All right, we'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll look through the newspapers this morning and the headlines making waves. So please stay with us. We'll be right back shortly. All right, welcome back. What are your thoughts on these historical milestones? I'd love to hear your insights and perspectives. Remember, you are the main ingredient in all of our conversations, and we'd love to hear your thoughts every time. Our phone lines are open. Please reach us via 0702-500-7749 or 07014242420. And if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, head on now to the official Upgrade TV, click the subscribe button, like, share the link to channel 145 on your GoTV, and do not miss this for anything. We're going to be scanning the papers this morning. We have the Punch, the Guardian, and the New York Times today, and God's Beauty will be leading us with the New York Times.
All right, straight into the New York Times newspaper. All right, the top left section, we have France Axel trade begin as dark day. Then at the top center, we have Trump acknowledges real starvation in Gaza. Top right, Israel's return to war yields little but mystery. Then at the lower right corner, we have Harvard opens door to a settlement of $500 million US. That's a lot of money, actually. Then at the middle right, we have effort to flatter Trump, a black key ingredient. So this is quite a funny one, because tell me why you want to flatter a whole Trump. If you know who Trump is, you know that you should stay very far away, to be honest. Well, yeah, that's on that. Then at the bottom right, we have engineering a perfect peanut with benefits beyond M&Ms. All right, so the headline I'll be taking today is on this one that says, Trump acknowledges real starvation in Gaza. So I have an issue with this story, but let me take you guys on the details. And it says, in a notable shift, United States President Donald Trump publicly recognized the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, describing the situation as involving real starvation. Now, this admission marks a significant moment as Trump's Trump's America First, now foreign policy, often criticized for its limited engagement in international humanitarian issues, faces mounting pressure. So why exactly do I have an issue with this? It's not the first of all, I will start with the fact that it's quite sad that, you know, this war is still persisting. I mean, for the longest of time, how many years is it? They're still having issue between Gaza and, you know, Israel. So it's quite a painful one. But the part where Trump is acknowledging that there's real starvation happening in Gaza is what I don't understand. Because for every time, I mean, since last year or earlier this year, Oluchi, if you can remember, we're always talking about the fact that we need Trump, you know, to give his 2 cents about it. So that, I mean, if there's any way he can support, you know, the Gazians, right, so that they're able to maybe settle this issue they have with Israel, and everybody keeps it moving, you know, because of, the loss of lives, property, and everything that's happened there. But instead of that to happen, I mean, we've seen Trump saying that he doesn't want to have anything to do with, you know, the issue. I mean, even down to, I think, Prime Minister Starmer, right? There are times where we also, you know, called on him to assist with what's going on between Israel and, you know, and what's happening in Hamas, that's in Gaza. But we've actually not seen any updates on it. So Trump coming out to say that, oh, there's really, you know, starvation happening there. The people there are not eating. I'm like, what are you expecting? You get what I'm saying? Like, I really don't get it. And this news is not really like a nice one. It's not something that I want to keep talking about. And I mean, you know, there was a pause at some point. We stopped hearing anything from, you know, what's going on in Gaza and in Israel. So right now, I think it started off last week, but I just decided I see bad energy. I don't want to talk about it. You know, since last week, we've heard so many things about what's going on in Gaza and all. But then I felt like, oh, I mean, it's still the same news. There's nothing different. But today, I feel like it was important for us to raise up this conversation, because tell me why Trump, that was supposed to help them, assist, you know, the Gazians, instead of doing that, you're now acknowledging that, oh, there's real starvation there. I'm like, what exactly are you expecting? You know? But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today.
Saw over the weekend. I don't know if you saw this particular photo that was taken of a particular child that has been starved. I mean, this child was looking really scary. And that was just like, it was, I mean, how do I put it now? Like, this is an example of what's happening here. And I felt like, of course, that particular image drew a lot of attention from people. Of course, the sympathy, empathy, oh, there's a whole lot going on, because I checked the comment section. A lot of people could agree to it. I mean, if you see something that's scary, you should, as a human, want to talk about it. But nothing has been done. I mean, there are many children looking so skeletal just because of hunger in a particular city or a state that ought to have made progress by now as regards to, you know, the war. But, I mean, it's a sad story.
Well, for me, I'd say beyond having to acknowledge the hunger, beyond making press statements, let's actually do something.
Exactly.
Right? So next thing I want to read, I don't want to read how, oh, you're sympathizing with the victims, you're doing all of that.
Yeah,
I don't think this one is even sympathy. This is
like,
not.
I know there's
He's like, oh, okay,
So let's
I'm
just keep it
aware,
moving. Exactly.
right? So beyond that, I feel like there's need to let the next news we read is, okay, there is something going on, there's negotiation going on, there is a headway, really. So let's go away. All of us, everybody in the world knows that this war is actually happening. Let's fix it. People are dying every day. People are becoming homeless, parentless, everything. The impact, exactly.
Worse.
Anyway.
The Punch. Let's see if there's anything better in the Nigerian space.
I don't know about that. So what the Punch has on the top left, we have 2027. APC kicks as opposition backs single-day polls. I have a lot to say about this, but I'm going to leave it. Top center, FG launches crackdown on MDAs after 300% surge in impressed claims. I wish we had time to talk about these things one after the other. Then top right, U.S. birth tourism crackdown sparks Nigerian hospital reform calls. We didn't start calling for these things today, right? Come lower, my story of interest would be Tinubu governors splash 4.95 billion naira cash houses on Falcons. Before we come back to that, come lower. Cheating. Ondo girl nabbed for stabbing boyfriend to death. And then nurses strike to hit hospitals nationwide on Wednesday. Now, my story of interest is this splash that our dear president made yesterday evening. All right? So, congratulations to AFCON, Super Falcons winners. It was really beautiful, especially I'm a woman, I'm a girl's girl, right? But was the excitement not too much? You stood there and you promised $100,000 in, of course, Naira equivalent to each player. That's not all. You promised them housings, 3-bedroom, beautiful flats. And then to the technical crew, you're promising them $50,000. I have a lot of questions begging answers. Do we have the budget for this? For a country that keeps borrowing, where's this money coming from? Is it not our money? It's not taxpayers' money. Is it not our money? Is it his personal? Is it from his salary? I don't know, right? Is this another audio promise money? That's another angle because we get overly excited. Like I told you before we started the show, we live in the moment as Nigerians, right? So we at the spot we can make promises. Okay, just like as kids, you see your niece or nephew, you tell them, "Oh, I'm gonna buy you an aeroplane." You know you're not gonna do that, but you just say it to make the child happy. Another question I want to ask is, have we taken time to look at healthcare in Nigeria? Doctors are telling us they want to go on strike. Lagos government is begging them, oh, please, don't go on this strike. We just read from one of the headlines, right? Nurses are threatening to start theirs tomorrow. And yet we're not... Now, these strikes, most are because of low salary pay, right? These are essential workers in the society. Why are we not channeling that money to them? I don't want to be an enemy of progress. I mean, these girls deserve every good thing that comes to them, but we are in dire need of budgeting, accountability in the society right now. We can't afford to be making promises. Now, even if you wanted to make a promise, I would prefer that you channel this to maybe a retirement trust fund, you know, something that they can always fall back on. Because I'm sorry, but some of our sportsmen and women, after their limelight, nobody hears anything about them, right? And then when you interview them later in life, they sound very sad. You know, why not make a future for them? Create a trust fund and put all this money. That's a better idea for me.
Chioma, you have spoken about something that is very dire
I'm sorry,
at this point. And in fact, it makes us look at it in a very broad way, very, very holistically. Because you gave me a different perspective this morning. When I watched it last night, I was firstly excited. Why? There was already an excitement from the weekend that we won. That our country was represented well, I think 10th time. So it was almost like, in fact, if it's $1 billion, give these ladies. So I was in that trap of the moment. We deserve this. But then having to open this up and look at our present day reality, I saw that maybe we should think again. Maybe the president, like us, felt too excited. Social media gave us a lot of I mean, different contexts to it. People were like, oh my God, Nigeria on the global chat and everything. Like, we want to. You might look at our nation. We have a lot of things drawing us back. So anything that puts us on the spotlight, we embrace it so much. But like you've mentioned very, very accurately, where is this money going to come from? He gives the tale of somebody, let's say God's Beauty now. She does something well in our organization, Upgrade TV. And I'm like, God's Beauty, you're so great. In fact, I'm giving you 1 million.
No,
naira.
you're giving her trauma salary.
In fact, imagine from where? Who was consulted before this was made? And I think this conversation will be open up better tomorrow. You don't want to miss what we have to say tomorrow because this is really pressing. Like we said, like we mentioned before, we appreciate the WAFCON team members. They brought a lot of glory to us as a nation. We need it at this point. But we need to also adjust a number of things. Owing to the fact that these guys also collected $1 million. So money still there. You get. Let's move on to the Guardian newspaper. I wouldn't take all the headlines, just few of them because we've run out of time. The major headline reads, poor digital retail offerings mar 85 trillion naira stock market potential. Above that, it says NEMA threatens strike, rules exit of 30 doctors in Jigawa. SDP expels El Rufai, bans him for 30 years. 4 trillion naira legacy debt threatens power sector stability at Delabu wants. Now, you know why I'm going to take two stories? Because it's somehow it's a sequel to what you already mentioned. You spoke about the nursing strike that is impending. Last week, we talked about these healthcare problems and the fact that doctors are going on strike. And I think in Jigawa, what they're experiencing is an exodus of doctors. Talents are moving away. Why won't talent move? Why won't talent move when they're in a place that isn't profiting? Sometimes we almost like to paint these doctors in the bad lights. Why are you moving? Why can't you stay to make your country better? But they're not even making progress as individuals. So it almost makes sense why they would be moving. And this again brings us back to the fact that there are sectors in our country that need fire brigade approach when it comes to paying attention to them. The same way you pay attention to, it's almost like intensive care units at this point, and that's the healthcare system. Very ironically, intensive care, healthcare. The healthcare system needs to be at the intensive care because imagine essential workers going on strike. Recently, I think it was this morning that we spoke about the fact that some countries have banned, is it countries or USA now, banned Nigerians, from having their children abroad. And why do people even go abroad to have their children? Because the facility, and also because of how great their facilities are there as well. And I mentioned that it's good when they restrict us. When we begin to start thinking of how to get things better. But of course, that has different perspectives. Because we say we'll find our way. Because we'll go to another place. But this is beckoning for a lot of calls in the healthcare sector. Nurses, doctors, the exodus was seen of doctors leaving their place of primary assignment, which is your nation, firstly, to go elsewhere because what you're saying is not favorable, leaves a lot of question. And that's all I have to say this morning. Any parting shot, ladies, with all that we've said on the newspaper?
I would say Nigeria needs an overhaul, a total overhaul, right? We need to know how to, do a scale of preference. Yes. What comes before what? Regardless of how exciting it looks, right? Regardless of how juicy it looks out there too. Because somehow you're like, oh, this country, you are doing well for your people. I'm using WAFCON as an example. Now, oh, you're taking care of your people. Oh, I really love it. But the masses that you're taking their money to take care of, do you understand me? Are hungry. Like I pointed out the other time, there are internally displaced people using schools as shelter. But you gave 3-bedroom flats each. Do you understand? It begs a lot of questions. So accountability is what we need in the nation right now.
Very true. So we'll take a short break, and when we come back, our topic today has been titled LAPO and NEPO babies. You'll be wondering, what kind of conversation is this? Trust me, it's something we need to talk about. We're going to look at the benefits and drawbacks of growing up with privilege. Of course, we're young people on this table to dissect the topic. So please stay with us. We'll be right back shortly.
Life is made up of moments, some that fill us with joy, others that test our strength. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space to explore the highs and lows of human connection, the love, the heartbreak, and resilience that shapes our life. From relationships to friendships, parenting to partnerships, and so much more. Every week, we share stories and conversations that define us, navigating love, separations, the struggles of parenting, dealing with anxiety and managing the pressures and stress of life. Real conversations that bring us closer, helping us heal, grow, and connect. So join me Mondays through Fridays at 10 p.m. for Heartlines, the show where we connect hearts, have real conversations with real people, one story at a time.
All right, welcome back. Today we're digging deep into a topic that has become more visible with every viral post, TikTok rant, or career frustration shared online. We're talking about LAPO and NEPO babies, the not so equal playground of success, and what growing up with privilege really means in today's world. So let's break it down. NEPO babies, short for nepotism babies, are people who enjoy career or life advantages because of family connections, wealth, or influence. Think of the child of a Nollywood actor who lands a movie role, or a politician's child who becomes an executive at 27. Whilst LAPO babies, a term for Nigeria, referring to individuals who come from humble, often financially struggling backgrounds like children of petty traders, artisans, or small-scale farmers. They are often praised for hustling their way up. But here's where it gets interesting and even dangerous. The online discourse, especially among young women, is increasingly soaked in bitterness, self-pity, and a sense of helplessness. So as Ife pointed, a very celebrated social media influencer recently, that a lot of us are adopting a defeatist mindset, believing the game is rigged and success is reserved only for the privileged. And while there's some truth in systemic inequality, should that truth rob us of our will to try? So yes, nepotism can open doors, but does it guarantee staying power? And does poverty automatically earn us a moral badge or credibility in the room? From social media pressure, career frustration, class divides in relationship, to silent envy within friendship circles, today's conversation will explore the benefits, the limitations, and emotional realities of privilege. So whether you grew up eating bread with sardines, or you had packed lunch and a driver there waiting for you, today's conversation is one that you really need to hear. I mean, I lost my thought for a while because I was trying to remember some things growing up in secondary school where, I attended a good secondary school, the type that had celebrities' children in at a point, because we just moved into that neighborhood and it was very close to our house. So we pressured our father into taking us to that school. And I think, well, it was a good decision at the end of the day, but I can go back in time and realize that it actually did stress him financially. Yeah. I mean, we had the likes of Willie Key. I don't know who knows Willie Key. Used to be this reggae musician of our time. I'm not so old, but I mean, his child was in our school. There was this other fair actress that had a child in our school as well. So anytime we're doing inter-house sport or what's it called, end of year party, you will see the prime de la prime, or what they call them in our school. So having to read that part that said whether you had a driver drop you off in school or anything, I can relate to it. So I didn't have any driver dropping us. My mother would say, you will fetch water before going, and then we run to school. But we had that mix in our secondary school. So today we have a conversation. Social media has pointed something to us, NEPO and LAPO babies. Actually, the first time I had LAPO babies, I was first thinking, is this like, because I know there's a bank, microfinance bank called LAPO. So I'm like, is it debt babies they are talking about? That's what came to my mind first. Then I saw that the acronym meant lack of access, privileges, and opportunities. I'm like, who really thought about this? Must have been going through a whole lot. Because this makes a lot of sense in a way. But let's talk about privilege. What does privilege mean to you, and how has it shaped your journey so far? Because I think definitions evolve, right? Sometimes what we believe as something changes as we grow and our realities begin to open up. What does privilege actually mean to you? Who wants to go first? The privileged one. From your looks, you're very privileged, Chema.
In your words, I'm manifesting it.
You're manifesting.
But I think, like you said, privilege can mean a lot of things, right? I can have access to Tinubu because of my uncle, and you don't. That's privilege, right? But you can look at it in another way. You can have access to Joe Biden, and I don't. That's your privilege, right? So privilege in this context is your access to, like we defined, access to opportunities, access to, things on a norm other persons wouldn't get on a platter, but it just happened for you. So that's privilege for me.
For you. How about you, God's Beauty?
To be honest, that's what it is. Because if you look at how, the society is right now, you cannot actually get certain kind of things. I mean, this is not to shade anybody or anything, but you know how it is with probably you walk into an environment and probably the person next to you that is going to be interviewed as well, or someone that already knows the interviewer, just not say the person don't get the job. That's what privilege is, So, I mean, the fact that you have access to a particular door without you having to knock so hard is already unlocked. That's what privilege is. So, yeah.
So what people have painted to me is the loud kind of privilege, the obvious kind of privilege. I want to say that privilege is beyond things that are loud and very shouty, like, hey, I have a $10 number on my phone. If I dial it now, I'm having the next contract. I think that privilege is also very subtle.
Okay.
It could be anything, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to just give different definition. I did not grow up from a very, how would I put it?
Household.
My papa's he tried.
Just say it. Just say it.
I'm not the sayer.
Okay.
I didn't grow up in, the kind of household where we ate fried rice every day, or, I mean, everybody was eating turkey. Sometimes when we make stew at home, the turkey can only last you.
Yeah, this is serious.
The turkey can only last you maybe two times, 2 servings.
2 servings.
Do you understand? So sometimes my mom like, you want the turkey now
or later?
Or you want it later? That's the kind of household I grew in.
Yeah.
And then there's a time in my brothers and I, we used to see taking tea as privilege. Like in the morning.
Wow.
God used to always complain that I feel like eba and egusi is not bad breakfast. But she's like, why would you say that?
Yeah, because
No, why would
Why
you take
you get
that?
it?
Why you
That's
not
it.
take
Just
that?
give me that.
Eba is what? Carbohydrates. Bread is what?
Girl,
Carbohydrates.
please.
No, it's not about the carbohydrates
If
now.
you
It's
weigh
about what
their
is heavy
calorie
and what is
intake,
not.
They don't take so much. Just few
Just
lumps.
few.
That's a LAPO explanation.
Do you understand? I like that.
I'm
That's
not
a
LAPO.
love
I
explanation.
have the best of 2 worlds.
Okay.
If you put
I
it that
hear
way.
you.
But where was I going to? I went to the fact that I didn't grow up in those, a lot of privileges,
Yeah.
as we call it today. But I think I was still privileged. Pardon me. Because I think my father, in a way, made some access available to us in his own little way.
Right.
Do you understand? We had a home where education was priority.
Yeah.
There are some people that are not privileged today, and it's even worse for them because they're in an environment that doesn't even appreciate things that can even get you that privilege. So I think that's where it becomes worse for them. But the home I grew in a place where my dad would look for the money to pay for your extra lessons, look for the money to have you go for excursions or some things that benefit you. Do you understand? So I count that as privileges as well. Sometimes I'm even trying to paint this picture. There's some people that are trying to prepare for examination. Right, and then they don't have access to probably some textbooks, or maybe they want to read at night, and because there's no power, you would say, oh, of course they're not privileged. But imagine somebody now extends to them their generator and puts it on. That's some sort of privilege as well. So maybe if people stop cowering in that defeatist mindset, the reason why I even thought about this particular conversation is because of something I read from Ife. Let me see if I can pick it up for us. So she said that the conversation is valid. However, the mindset so many people are picking up from this is dangerous. Many people now have a defeatist mindset because you have convinced yourself that the game is rigged and that success is already preserved for people with connection. Let me see more things. She says your belief in yourself is poisoned and there are no amount of opportunity laid before you that will be viable enough to go after. He says, yes, not everyone starts at the same point. Some people have safety nets, others have ladders, but you have strategy. Yes. You have hunger. Is that hunger that shook me?
No, but
hunger is a very major
be
motivation. So yes, going back by my definition of what I think privilege is, I think privilege it's of different kind. There's the loud one. There's the one where you have access to certain influential persons in the community. There's the one where just the little access you had, the little privilege, the little generator, as they say, that somebody put on for you to read your examination. That's not 2.5 that somebody gave you to pay for an extra lesson. That's some privilege that you were exposed to as well. Because I even think that life itself is a privilege.
Right.
Life itself is a major, major privilege. The fact that you have access to education. Privilege. The fact that you have good health as well is a privilege, something to appreciate and all of that. So now let's even go back to the whole conversation of NEPO and LAPO baby. So there's this idea that, you know, because hunger is the motivation to climb up the ladder, sometimes it's as if their success is not so appreciated.
Right.
So my question for you is that, do you believe in a LAPO baby makes your success more admirable or more difficult? Like, how do you rate their success?
So I would say that first off, right, we are already in a society where anybody, I mean, grace to grass story, I mean, grass to grace story.
It makes sense.
So if you are coming to tell us that, oh, your parents, you know, is rich and blah, 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 we know they hear that one. We want you to say, get one time we say they so Gary. You get, that's the kind of, you know, stories that we like to, we glorify. Do you understand? So let's even start with that. So sometimes it might, that's, I feel like that's, you know, the angle that a lot of persons, you know, are always looking out for, the kind of stories that a lot of people are looking out for. But then I feel like having to be a LAPO baby myself. No worry, me, I agree. As you know what I agree.
I'm the best of two worlds.
You know, having to be a LAPO baby myself, of course, there are times where it was very difficult. Is this the difficulty? Yes. You know, but there are times where you also have to understand that. I mean, this is why, let's even start with how this whole story came about. Now, we have someone that brought out a book, right? And said that, oh, he wants to sell it out. It's something that would inspire people to want to get, you know, to be successful, for people to be rich and all. And then someone said, don't allow any rich person sell any book to you. Because how this person became rich is because of, you know, the person already had money or the family was wealthy and all. But the truth is, even people that actually, whether you're what I want to now state is that whether you're a LAPO baby or a NEPO baby, that doesn't actually measure us for whether you be successful or not. That's the truth. Because you can actually be a NEPO baby and, you know, money is given to you and all, and you use it to do anything, you squander the money. You understand? You're not able to utilize it. But then there are also people that we start from scratch. Now we know where they drink Gary. I see you know one green. But we will drink Gary.
Why you won't put it for the same group chat with you guys?
She doesn't want to be a LAPO baby.
It's fine. but you get the point. So at the end of the day, you see that, you know, LAPO babies are even able to strive with the little that we have, with having to, you know, read, having to understand how to manage funds. Wherever you're working, you're able to utilize the amounts, the salary that's given to you. You're able to save. You're able to start up a business with a great ideas or creative mindset, and you're able to, you know, get that success that you actually need. So I think that to some extent, having to start is quite difficult. But then with time, you get the money that you actually need. With, of course, the right mindset and, you know, the strategies and all. So yeah.
Well, I think this LAPO NEPO conversation, right? Nigerians have been begging for it. Because everybody has, not everybody, a good number of these LAPO babies have a victim mindset already.
To be honest.
All right, so I was a LAPO baby myself. I
like the
identify.
words. Past tense.
Oh, yes, that's my past.
Good. Interesting.
Okay, so there's this victim mindset, and I'm big on mindsets, right? If you're a NEPO baby and you think you have access to this person, you know, on a platter, no problem. I will wake up at night and do my research. I will have the same access, right? At the end of the day, we're sitting on the same table. Nobody's asking you, oh, were you LAPO? Were you NEPO? But we are here together. That's what matters. I was telling someone, I was in the midst of, for a few months, I was with a few people. And one day I took record, I looked around. I was the only one that went to a public university in the midst of all the LAPO babies, all the NEPO babies that went to private. Oh, this one was schooled in the UK and came back. I'm sorry, but we're together. That's what counts. So I think we should do away with that, like if I said, defeatist mindset. So that mindset makes you not want to strive.
Right.
Like you said, life in itself is a privilege. Embrace it. Okay, that's the reality. No problem. I don't want this reality. Work twice as hard. What matters here is we're both on the same table. We're both taking the same, what's it called now? We are both we both have the access to the same privileges right now. What matters is right now. What are you doing? Some people will sit down and wallow on how I wasn't from a rich home. That's why I'm here in this makeshift and sing all the wame, all of these things. I'm sorry. I hate pity party. True. I hate it a lot. So anything that will put me on that map that you are in, trust that I will do it legally. If it takes me staying awake all night to read or find access, I have walked up to people. In fact, these days, I have a mantra. Anybody that knows me know. The highest you will say is no, and I'll move on, right? I will ask for what I think is due me. If you don't give me, I ask the next person. I'll keep asking until I get it. But you see that table they are sitting on, I will sit there.
I love this new quote that people say that they don't make space for you on the
Bring
table.
your chair.
Bring your
Build your
cushion.
table. Yes. I think we
sit
should
there.
stay away from the victim mindset, the pity party. You know, it's because my parents are poor. It's because why not get up and help your parents?
But look at this. Don't you think that there's a way people tweak this mindset thing to even favor them more? I remember a particular celebrity, I'm not going to call names, and this person, I mean, she climbed up the ladder, everybody was talking about it. So there was a particular interview that happened, and this person now had to say that I grew up suffering. You know that suffering play. I didn't go to the best of schools. I used to help my mother in a particular local kitchen, and today we're all this. I always say, the person go Covenant University or one major private university. So I understand that. It seems as though when I paint my success story from a place of LAPOism, is it LAPOism? It sells more. It endears people more to you. Do you understand? That's why I'm like, is it something for us to now latch on? That, okay, but it says that we're in a world of branding. We're in a world of putting yourself in a light. You know, they say storytelling is what's selling now. Sell your story in a way that will make you sit on that table that you want to. Do you understand? Is it now time for me to now, okay, let me tweak that defeatist mindset? Not because I feel like a failure, but because I want to use that platform to climb. Do you understand the kind of narrative I'm painting?
I do, but I feel like that's fraud in a way.
It's wrong, actually.
Okay,
It's wrong.
I feel like there's no, I don't know how to put it. There's no award for the best sufferer. If I have to put it that way. There's no award.
Are you sure about that?
I saw, yes.
But that's the thing.
I saw one celebrity that says, oh, I folded clothes and made $1,200. That's the brokest I've ever been. And you needed to see the backlash. Me, I said, Auntie, I want to be that broke. Like, if that's your broke, I want to be there. I admire your broke.
It pains me to hold your thoughts at this point because we need to take a breather. When we come back, we'll open up this conversation much more. And this is for our viewers and everyone listening to us. Let us know your own ideology about LAPOism and nepotism. And please drop all your comments on our YouTube page, and surely we'll respond to every one of them. We'll take a short break and be back soon.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light for my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we will bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we will analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Welcome back, viewers. So we're still discussing, this whole, what's it called? I'm looking for the perfect word, but we're discussing LAPOism and nepotism at this point, and how certain privileges can, help people scale, and also how people have also gotten a defeatist mindset because of things that they lacked. And we opened up a number of things, from explaining what privilege means from different angle. We said privilege is, as it is, firstly, privilege, access to the great and mighty, but it can also be access to the littlest of things that you probably didn't even have before now. And then we looked at this whole, like you mentioned, best to suffer. I think it's an award now where people leverage on, let me tell a story that will sell fast so that I can even climb up the ladder even faster. And I even think that in this whole conversation with NEPO and LAPO babies, guess the category that is getting more clout? The LAPO babies.
LAPO, of course.
And sometimes I'm like, the rich too, I think they suffer in a way. And it makes me to even question, like, this whole nepotism thing, can it be a double-edged sword? Because, I mean, there are conversations of people that they've been exposed to wealth. They also did work hard. But it's almost like as if their hard work isn't treasured. It's not, they don't sing it that much. Because didn't you have this privilege? Didn't you have this access? And I'm like, how do they even deal, you know, with the whole pressure of trying to... I'm not trying... You know, we have watched some Nollywood movies. I don't know if you watched some Nollywood movies where, in those days, we used to watch it a lot, where a particular rich person would leave their parents' house and say, no, they want to go and create their own path. And it seems so, very amazing. I don't think I would do that. Why I go
Why will I do that?
I go use that money, bring my own money too. But there's also that identity problem that comes with them as well. So let's address it. How do you think even the NEPO babies should start looking at their wealth and advancing it without losing themselves or feeling less of themselves or feeling like their hard work is not appreciated?
Accept your reality.
Simple.
It's that easy. Honey, you are from money. Take it. Full chest. Do you understand? It doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter how little you make yourself, the world will not accept you still. So the earlier you accepted it, and like you said, a lot of them actually work hard. They are hard workers. So regardless of the old money you're coming from, some of them want to make their own money in the very legit way. So it's sad, but the reality is you might not really be accepted. So accept your reality that you are a NEPO baby and move on. Is that easy for
How about
me?
you guys?
To be honest, because again, it's what the society actually paints it to be. You know, once you are, you know, from a rich family and all, there's that, you don't need to stress now. You don't need, so even when they are doing, I think there are so many people, I mean, we've seen too many, you know, celebrities that their parents are, you know, wealthy. I can't mention names now because no one is coming to head. But, you know, you will always see them complain because, I mean, they become a shadow of themselves where they are always working and working, but nobody's saying their work. You know, you see somebody, you know, have done something and the next thing you say, oh, now this person picking be that, you know? Exactly. Even, I mean, even our top persons, we'll see the likes of DJ Copy, we'll see the video. There's only that comparison as well. I mean, there was a time where, you know, there was this trend about where the video is getting his money from. I think even before he actually rose to fame, and even after he did, even till today, there are still people that feel like, the video know they make money like that. Now, in Papa, they, you know, sponsor him. See, he's living in wealth. Look at his uncle. Look at his this. Look at his that. So again, that's how the society wants it to be. But then what you have to do as a person is accept your reality. I mean, you're privileged to have the funds. You're privileged to be in that, you know, space where there's money. Utilize it, get bigger, whether people accept you or not. I don't think that's something you should be bothered about. So,
Okay, so you're speaking from the point of, I'm a NEPO baby, accept me as I am.
That's how we should be, because there's really nothing we can actually do,
So
because
let
that's a society, you know, problem.
Very true. So let's now address this whole demonizing people who have wealth, especially women. Because you already mentioned it slightly, how people say, oh, because your mom gave you this. And I think it's something we also need to address. I would even say from secondary school. We had people in our classes that, I remember a particular story. So my brother said even fell trap into this, my younger brother. Sorry, Emmanuel, if you're listening to this. So he used to have this very rich girl as his classmate, right? And she was from a very wealthy home. So my brother is also a very smart boy, but we're from the Omega clan. And we're doing our own bits. So there were times that she would excel, like really do well more than him. And to him, he felt like he was being cheated. So he would give subtle statement like, because she's rich, you know, maybe they went to gang, bribe. And I'm like, wait, it's now that I'm thinking about it, but then I was like, don't mind them. Pasha. Do you understand?
The defeatist mindset we're talking about.
Yeah, so, but there's also that demonization of people's wealth. It's almost like this same wealth that you're pursuing, why do you firstly have to bring it down from someone? It's not the same wealth you're pursuing.
Right.
So what exactly is not going to be different in your own wealth? So I think we're in a society, I even mentioned it one time on this show, that in fact women are the ones that suffer it the most. If you see a woman that is living very luxuriously, why?
She's do you understand? There's one or
So how do we
like
begin to address certain narratives like this? Not demonizing well because you feel like, not even demonizing their own progress as well, like the hard work they've made. How do we address this?
I'm sorry, but firstly, until we address it, live your reality.
Because it's a society problem.
So the society as a whole, we need an overhaul of a shift in the mindset.
Yes.
You like wealth. I
Very
have
much.
wealth. And you are envying me. That's witchcraft. Right?
To be honest.
Instead of competition, because now you start trying to compete, trying to pull this person down. How about collaboration? Sister, show me this way now. And how did you do this? Do I have to read more? Can you connect me to somebody? And one thing I noticed, you see, NEPO babies are nice, oh. A lot of them, NEPO babies are nice.
They are actually.
Right? A good number that I know, right? That
Like
I
me.
know.
I'm such a
No,
nice
please,
girl.
I'm not using you as my yardstick.
I don't lecture anymore.
No, but some of them are really nice, right? And like you said, they're already depressed that the world don't like them because they have money. So imagine you now come to them, oh, hi, please, I'd like to learn what you do. I really admire. Best believe they will show you the way. So instead of that witchcraft of pulling them down, how about collaboration? Learn from them. And that way you become NEPO without knowing it. That's the way it works.
Very true. You know, when you roll with the rich, eventually
You become a
rubs
rich
off.
man.
in fact, they
Exactly.
wouldn't think that you're rich because you're rich from saying, oh my God, I just got this human hair. I'm getting tired of it. Do you like it? And they're giving you this wristwatch and they're giving you. But then it also begs the question of how is friendship really formed?
Oh.
Because I'm like, being a NEPO baby is really tough.
It is tough.
Me, I focus a lot on lapo. I just suffer. Those NEPO babies
It
right
is
now,
tough.
they have problems with making genuine friendship.
don't have
because it's
friends.
almost like everybody is coming for networking and collaboration. How do we address this whole problem? I feel like, firstly, like you've mentioned, they should accept that they're in a different world. To all NEPO babies out there, I mean, I'm speaking as
What
your
we
president.
God, I beg.
I like this manifestation I'm in right now. I think you should just accept that this happens. But even at that, there are many ways to still point out people that are actually there for selfish reasons. And that's based on value alignment as well.
Yeah.
Many times that's how to even build friendship.
Yeah.
If somebody's value is just based on wealth, as somebody who is from wealth, I think that should cause a bit of caution in your relationship, except you now categorize. Because I'm also of this idea that relationships are in categories.
Yeah.
We have said it's not everybody that's your friend. You don't, as someone quote that said, "You just met me, don't call me dear. I'm not your dear. I don't
But it's
know
not
you from."
biggie, though.
No, it's a
Oh,
biggie.
please, it's a biggie.
It's a biggie.
I'm not your dear.
It's a big. There was. I don't understand Yoruba, but I entered the cab. I don't understand Yoruba as much. I entered the cab one day, and the man was like, "Omoge." I just felt like it was insulting.
Wow.
I'm like, I now told him that this is not an omoge matter. And people in the bus now started laughing at me because eventually I think omoge did not mean anything. It just felt like this girl or something. I mean, I felt like he was insulting me. I said, this is not an omoge matter at all. And that's how it went. So I think, yes, categorization of friendship. If you are the NEPO baby, you really need to your antenna needs to be very, very sharp. This person is here for connection. I have the connections. We can work together and build wealth. That's fine. Don't come under these guys of I love
friend.
you, your mental. You don't care about that. You want to care about my money. I also care about making more money. We can do that. Then there are other people that are truly your friend. People that will be there for you when you're going through worst things. Because suffering is not it's not only for LAPO people. I mean, it's for everyone, and suffering is in different categories. So I think that categorization is very important. Even for, I mean, generally as well, it's something we should start taking note of as humans. There's a way we just give everybody friend, lover, best friend, this.
You know,
I
we
have
throw
an issue
it.
with that.
I
but
was going to get there. Let's find where we demarcate it. You're my acquaintance. You're my colleague.
You're my neighbor.
You're my neighbor. You're my church member. Friends, that word is very dear.
Very dear.
It's very, very... So your inner circle should not be a mix of
neighbor.
just anybody. You not save Amaka dear. You not put love emoji. That Amaka will show you. Do you understand? So let's
Then
find...
you remove the image.
You know-
Every time you're always
You now
changing.
remove it and put neighbor.
Editing.
God, I beg.
Everything you're editing. So I think it's easier when we know the level. Okay, I know the level I am with you right now. We're colleagues, right? Then, so when the person hurts you, it doesn't get to you that much. Because I mean, you know, I used to tell somebody at a place of work, I get paid and I go home. My friendship ends somewhere.
Yeah, we have a new God's beauty
It doesn't get to my heart.
But for real, though, at least you guys are not hearing it from my mouth
We have a
today.
new God. Do you know what I'm saying? That used to be God's beauty.
Please.
That's what it is.
Please.
Work, get paid, go home. Don't get emotional. Don't get sentimental
We can
with
also
these
build
things.
friendship
You
at
can
work.
build friendship
Can
when
build
we
friend-
go outside. Maybe when I leave this place and go outside, we cannot be friends. And you know, some of these friendships and workplaces are because we have one boss that we don't like. That's how it builds.
True,
Do you understand?
Friends
So,
from picking up an enemy.
know how to demarcate, and that kind of friendship can lead to a lot of gossip and all of that.
That's what it leads to,
You
actually.
know,
To be
right?
honest.
Even though some produces really, really, really good friendship and sisterhood, right? But my point is, demarcate, know who this person is to you at what stage in your life. Everybody is not your friend, period.
So NEPO babies, remember again that it's already warped for you because people many times are coming to you for your money. Let's not sugarcoat it.
Right.
But even in that, you can still build true and meaningful connection with people. But this comes with your discretion of knowing how to categorize. We're so smart on this table. What do you guys think? But as we begin to wrap up the show, I want to even ask from personal experiences. We've mentioned that, I'm going to set the table, set the chair where there's no chair for me. But I want you to tell me very personally, real life experience. Have you ever felt that there were some certain privileges that you did not get because you did not have access?
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you handle such? Don't tell me, give me the juice.
Okay, so I think it was getting into a workspace, right? I wanted to get, I mean, I merit it. I should be there, right? And then, but of course, you have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
It's always like that.
And so I remember the first time I walked into that place, it was even the security that bounced me. You can't get in here. You can't get in. I'm like, but he didn't want to hear me out. You know, I sat down then, I went back home. It was a bit really not nice. But I went back home. Like I said, I hate pity party. I went to draw all the map of people that can get me to somebody that will get me in there. Do you understand? All it took me is to work twice as hard. So I had to connect and then I got one person. And the person was giving me excuse. Oh, I'm not around. Oh, I said, sir, I know your influence. A phone call would do. You don't have to be here.
Right.
And it was looking a bit, some people were like, leave this man now, you're pushing too hard. I said the worst they will say is no.
Right.
But what you know that these people, they want to test your tenacity. They want to test how you can hold on. I think I pushed for a couple more days and all he did, he made a call, gave my name. And the next time I went there, that security was telling me, yes, ma. Yes, you have an appointment, ma. Yes, ma. I'm like, that's how this life rolls. Okay, it's fine. And I'm sitting on that same table. So it's just me not wanting a mindset that, don't make me second place. Don't put me there. I don't like it.
I mean, how about you, Gosbiti? Any experience?
Any experience? If I say there's no experience, of course that's a lie. But I just feel like, of course, there's been that time where I just feel like, you know, if I've had the opportunity and all of that, I would have actually gotten there and all. But then I think what I actually did was to first of looked at it very well. What exactly do I want to do? You know, having the right mindset that, okay, I can actually do this. So, I mean, even though there's a bad side of all of those story of, you know, grass to grace. If you also look at it, there's that part where you can actually just take something and say, if this person can do it, me too, I can do it. You know, they don't have two heads. You understand? It's one that they have. Even though the name is different, but now one person.
Okay.
Exactly, you get it. So I think that's actually been what has always pushed me. So even when I look at other people and it's a bit difficult for me in my space. I'm like, okay, no, it's not a problem now. Just somehow I try to solve my issues myself. First of all, understanding that, okay, the problem is because there's no money. Or you're saying there's no money. How do we even find this money to ensure that we are there? Do you understand? So that's literally what I do. I spread it out in whatever shit it is. I just put it there and I say, okay, we are doing this one, we are doing that one, we are doing this. And I just put it together. Yeah.
Tell yourself the truth.
Simple. I tell them.
Tell yourself the truth.
It's important.
You are broke, you are broke.
Simple.
Don't quote it.
Okay.
That's what it is.
I mean, you're pointing to me and saying
it's okay. You are a NEPO baby. We accept.
Manifest what you want for yourself. But this has been a very interesting conversation, honestly. And I think that social media painted a narrative for us. That's why we're even opening it up. But what I want people to leave is that they should not be resentful. Don't resent wealth. People resent wealth a lot. Or maybe they resent the fact that they did not have this.
It's not them that have it.
It's not them that have it. Many times they even criticize and say, look at how they are spending this money. You know, they say money brings out your true character.
Yes.
That character you think that...
You don't have.
Someone said something. He said, this poor man is really humble. He doesn't have a choice. That's all he can be. That's all he can be. Humble.
So all poor people are humble.
Yes.
To some extent.
Who will help you if you're proud?
Jesus.
Interesting. I mean, this conversation has been so insightful, and of course, thank you, my ladies, for giving us, great insight to it. I love the mindset that you people have. No pity party here. We're striving, we're making great progress, and things have been better, right? Things get better every single day.
Yeah.
So we're climbing up to that ladder of nepotism, and our children will not suffer. In the name of Jesus.
Amen. I didn't know we took it to religion, but it's all right.
Of course, no. So as we end of this conversation, my closing thought is this. While some were born on a ladder and others at the bottom of it, what matters most is what you do with your next step, not where you started. So let's raise daughters, sons, and people who don't feel ashamed of privilege or crippled by lack, but empowered to show up fully either way. Thank you so much for staying with us. Until next time, keep dreaming and keep doing. And sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV. Have a great day.